It is the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM. Time to get the show underway, and we're doing that with Caitlin Vine, talking all things Sunraysia netball, the Ouyen Kangas legend, joining us on the line. Lots to discuss. Caitlin, how you doing?
Hey, I'm going good. Yeah, bit happening in the old SFNL, so lots to unpack.
That there is. Well, over to the round that was, and we'll go first to your game. We said that it was going to be tough, but a very competitive game in the end, and a nice little shootout here too. But Mildura, the home side, too strong in the end, but down but not out would have been the message at full time, I assume, for the A-grade girls there, Caitlin, after the result and the display?
Yeah, absolutely. So we ended up having a loss 57-33. Mildura certainly got away with it in the end. I think we might have been up at quarter time and maybe level at half time, and then unfortunately just lost it after that. It was a really great game to watch, really competitive. One of our stars and our level head of the team, Esther, took a really hard hit, and that sort of rattled the team a little bit when she had to come off for some time. So we also had a last-minute out with Catherine Brown sitting off, and we were very, very lucky to have a young gun, Maggie Smith, who was able to quickly tuck on some shoes and a dress and fill in. Maggie got best on court with a fantastic show in goal shooter for someone who had no idea she was playing on the day, so that was impressive, but just couldn't quite put all the little bits together and pull out four quarters. So the girls were really disappointed with the game, but, you know, from the sidelines, they were doing some really great things. It's just about bringing it all together. So still lots of positives looking into this week.
How much do Mildura impress you?
I mean, they're good, but they're definitely not unbeatable. I think we would absolutely be able to get them next time.
There we have it. All right, well, we certainly had some closer games during this round, one of those being Robinvale up against Redcliff's 41-47, the away side snatching it, but a closer game perhaps even than what we thought, Caitlin.
Yeah, definitely that little bit closer. Good to see Redcliffe. I think that'll be their first win for the season, but still a tight game. Still lots of goals scored. Good to see, you know, a game in the 40s. That's pretty good from both sides. But Redcliffe with the win, who knows? This might be their up-and-coming moment.
We'll wait and see. The real close game, just a goal in it, was Irimple up against Imperials. 44-45, away side prevails. How did you see this one? What a game this must have been.
I'm pretty sure I tipped Irimple too, so this would have been a really good game. I reckon it might have been Imperials had a bit of a ladies' day afterwards, so maybe they were feeling themselves, getting ready for a big night ahead, and had a beautiful win there, the one goal. It would have been tight. Yeah, great day out for Imperials. It'll be interesting to see, you know, these sides. When you're looking at the scores, I think Robinvale, Redcliffe, Imperials, Irimple are sort of all quite level. So I think that the ladder could be quite tight this year if we have this going on. But yeah, Imperials will be stoked about that win.
You don't often get draws or really, really close games in netball where a goal decides it. When you win a game like that, what's the jubilation like at full time? Is it almost like, you know, winning a finals game?
It often is. It really depends on the game and what the circumstances are. But yeah, a win's a win and you'll take it. So getting that sneaky one goal, usually in the dying seconds, is a very good feeling.
All right, Wentworth in their big crunch game, the big rivalry with Merbeen, 68-20, the final score, very one-sided. The rivalry, I guess, semantics not really boosting Merbeen that much in this game, Caitlin, you'd think?
Yeah, I would have thought Merbeen would have got a little bit more of a score. That's a pretty large margin of 48. So not sure if the team, you know, had someone missing or something not quite right, or if Wentworth just had a grand day out. But that's a pretty disappointing loss for Merbeen, and Wentworth, you know, kicking goals, undefeated. But, you know, it's only round 3, so there's room to move.
All right, well, looking ahead to the games tomorrow, it's a pretty short round or a thin round of matches because we've already had one round 4 game played back in early April, which leaves us with just 3 games to talk about this weekend. One of those features your side. going to be a tough one for you to try and bounce back in here, Caitlin, at home to Wentworth. But at least, I mean, maybe the positive is you get it out the way early on.
Yeah, absolutely. We've had some tough games to start, but that's good for us. A nice hard hit really gets us into the season. So I think we usually end up with Wentworth first round, so it is nice to crack it third round. But we are looking forward to going in. We won't have our full team this week. We've still got a couple of ins to come in down the track. But, it'll be really good for us to see where we're at against Wentworth. And hopefully, I know we are always really competitive against them, whether we win or lose. So it's a cracking game. If anyone's around, get to Blackburn Park and watch it because it'll be a great display of netball, I can guarantee it.
Definitely. I reckon last season in that return leg game, you might have surprised yourselves. Maybe you weren't even around, actually, Caitlin, at the time, but I'm pretty sure I remember that second round game later on into last season. Ouyen United obviously just started to come up at around that time, but you had a really competitive display against Wentworth, so you don't have to go too far back to unlock that memory, I guess, and get some inspiration from that. Looking at Mabine, they host Irimple. Mabine sort of, do you fancy them bouncing back here at all?
I think they definitely could. If you look at Irimple from last week, they'll be very hungry to get a win. They'll be disappointed that they missed out by that 1 point. So I think they'll be eager to get a win to try and start creeping up the ladder. Mabine are going to have to really pull out some fancy stuff to get a win this week, I think.
I might struggle to get you to say that the game of the round is not the one that your team's playing in, but some may argue the Mildura derby is the game of the round this weekend. South Mildura up against Mildura. The away side, I think, will be fancied by most, but derbies are derbies. Could we see an upset here at all?
Look, I think, this is the first game I can say we've watched both teams play. I think Mildura's display on the weekend was just really fast netball, and they're playing their own game. So I think Mildura will quite easily get the win there.
All right, Redcliffs have the bye. Just before we do let you go, Caitlin, we might just take a look at the ladder. I'm not sure whether it sort of springs any surprises to you at the moment as far as how we're looking just a few games in, but do you expect it to change much at all going forward?
Just looking at the moment, I don't think there will be too much changes. I think those top three teams will stay pretty similar. And I think that sort of 4th, 5th, 6th will move quite freely throughout the season. So wait and see how we go. Wentworth and Mildura both at the top, having played 3 and won 3. And then you've got Irimple sitting in 3rd, Robinvale sitting in 4th, Ouyen 5th, Redcliffe, Imperials, Mabine. So South Mildura is the only one without a win at the moment. So, from 4th through to 8th is very, very tight currently. Just wait and see how the next few games go.
We shall do so, and we look forward to covering it with you, Caitlin Vine, the Ouyen Kangas legend, and our Sunraysia netball correspondent coming to us on this Friday evening. Good luck on the weekend. Enjoy the netball, Caitlin. We'll speak to you next week.
Thanks so much. Go Kangas.